Thank you both so much for joining us. This is quite an encouraging and uplifting story for once when it comes to SAA. I can just both ask you how it has been. You have not been flying for over 18 months. It's been quite a tough journey and a road.
Thank you, Heidi. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the viewers. It's been a very challenging 18 months. We've had a lot of trials and tribulations that we had to overcome, especially considering the business rescue process and the never-ending Section 189 application. But Thursday was a testament that the resilience of the country, the South Africans as well, which we really like to thank South Africans again for always supporting the airline. And here we are today, back in the skies where we actually belong.
It must have been quite an exciting moment. Tell us about how it was to eventually be told you'll be flying again on Thursday.
It was very exciting. It's been a long time coming, as Sibu was alluded to. It's been a painful period for the country, or rather the company. It's been tremendous preparation from our side as aircrew, waiting for the big day, which was Thursday, and we're all privileged to be a part of it.
Just speak to us about the fact that SAA is now a much smaller and a much leaner airline. We know that COVID-19 has contributed to the fact that airlines need to rethink how they operate because aviation, unfortunately, has not recovered as it should have because of the COVID-19 pandemic. You won't be flying to your big routes, your big destinations like New York, but locally you're flying to Cape Town and you're doing a few African countries as well. Tell us what it's like to be back in that cockpit after not being in there for 18 months.
Oh, I couldn't describe the feeling. I think the morning when I woke up, it was still surreal until I started seeing videos on social media of the staff at the airport dancing, the engineers dancing, and a lot of passengers were tweeting and posting on Instagram about the excitement of having SAA back in operation. So drove to work. As soon as I got there, the security staff welcome you with open arms. Okay, with COVID protocols obviously being followed.
Of course.
Got to sign on. I haven't punched that keyboard in over 18 months, and just signing on and having my script and my flight details coming out, it was just inspirational. And then, like I said, to me it was like a renewal of vows, like marriage vows, because, aviation is my first and my only love that I know. So, and as soon as I got into the cockpit and I did actually the takeoff from Joburg to Cape Town, I was overwhelmed with emotions of joy. Thankfully, the captain was doing the radio, and yeah, he could see that I couldn't respond to a lot of things, but I did do, well, the checklist
you did
as
what
we
you were
did.
supposed to do.
I did.
And for you, Captain, I hope you remembered everything that you needed to press and do in the cockpit.
Yes, yeah, it went pretty according to plan. We had rehearsed it, in the preceding weeks. The sort of post-interruption recovery of flight qualifications is quite a long period, and we've been in the simulator for the better part of the last 5 or 6 weeks, getting all the crew ready for the big day, and from what I can gather, it went down well.
And Captain, maybe take us a little bit into the decision to become a pilot, especially for the national carrier. It's quite a proud moment, flying that South African flag high up in the sky. And I was once in a simulator and I thought, there is no way I can survive here. There's too many buttons, too many lights. But what goes through your mind when you decide, I want to be a pilot? Just take us through that process.
Certainly for my case, and I think all of us, it's something that starts off very early in your life. And it's a passion which one initiates. You choose the direction, and all of the developments in your career kind of fall into place. And we ended up in the national carrier like we have. It's indeed a great honour to have been part of it before the restructuring and now subsequent to resumption of operations. And I can't say enough how overwhelmed we are and excited we are in participating in the future of South African Airways.
What do you need to be really good at? Math, science, what is it that you have to be really good at?
A lot of people would assume that we are the next best thing to rocket science.
I think you're very close, but yes, tell us.
Not quite. But it's maths, yeah, you definitely do, because we do quite a lot of calculations, and science you do, because there's a lot of technical backgrounds that you need to have a technical background when it comes to the operation of systems. We have a lot of systems that we go through. I mean, for example, the engine systems, fuel systems, hydraulic systems, things you need to be familiar with. So to a point where your knowledge needs to be strong enough that you can actually, navigate through those systems with ease. Geography will be good for mapping, for understanding maps, for reading maps, and for also just trying to get the pinpoints of where you are, where you're going, which is quite critical in that. Computer studies, I would suggest now that with the next generation of airlines, where they're going, maybe have a bit of a computer background with all the glass cockpits. We call them glass cockpits because everything is now more computer orientated when it comes to aircraft.
And just lastly, unfortunately, we have run out of time because we have to go to the late minister's funeral. But a lot of people are saying that, they don't think SAA will survive. And now with this new consortium coming in, there seems to be some kind of confidence. Having been the pilots that have basically been chosen to take forward this new version of SAA, how does it make you feel that people have this perception that SAA won't survive or shouldn't survive because it just takes away from taxpayers and actually being those pilots that made it through?
For my personal view would be a lot of people would, they do have the right to question SAA going forward. I mean, the history of it proves itself, but we cannot really comment on the current ongoing agreement or discussions with the strategic equity partners. But there was a lot of confidence that we witnessed on Thursday. The aircrafts were all full to Cape Town. So there is a market for South Africans, by South Africans. And flying this flag, and a lot of people, they do have that national pride when they see it. Some sort of, how can I call it, commitment to the airline. And we really, really do want to thank the South African public for trusting in us and bringing the airline back to where it is. And for us as pilots who are back operating for the new airline, we pride ourselves in our safety. We pride ourselves in internationally recognized. I mean, some of our pilots have been sought out by other airlines outside. So their standards haven't gone down. We are actually even better now where we are than where we were before. So,
great. And any last words from you, Captain, with regards to the confidence?
No, thanks for the opportunity, and just want to reach out to all of our passengers to come back and share the experience with us.
Great, and I'll be on that New York flight when you resume. Thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it. I wish we had more time. That was Captain Thomas Williamson and Sibusiso Nxumalo from South African Airways.